Imagine waking up on a chilly British morning to the headline that Nigel Farage's Reform UK has surged to the top of the polls, while the two giants of British politics, Labour and the Conservatives, are slipping fast. Reform is now the party to beat, and both old parties, as Reform's policy chief, Zia Yusuf, put it, are heading for oblivion. Can you picture that the very foundations of Britain's political system beginning to crumble before our eyes? Since the start of 2025, the political landscape has been shifting at a breathtaking pace. British voters are no longer driven by loyalty, but by frustration, by a sense that the people in charge no longer speak for them. Zia Yusuf summed it up bluntly. This is what happens when leaders believe in nothing and let the wind carry them instead of steering it. Reform UK, once born out of the Brexit rebellion, is no longer a fringe force. It's now the storm-shaking Westminster to its core. Recent polling shows Reform leading with 32% of the vote. While Labour and the Greens are neck and neck on 15% each, the Conservatives trail on 17%, and the Liberal Democrats hover at 12%. The message is clear, the public mood is shifting, and the map of British politics is being redrawn. But the surprise doesn't end there. The Green Party has found new life since Zach Polanski became leader in early September. Membership has skyrocketed by 70% in just weeks, with over 115,000 people. Joining many of them, young voters disillusioned with Labour's drift to the right, especially on welfare and migration issues. According to The Times, those left-leaning voters are turning green in what's being called the Green Wave. Meanwhile, Labour under Sir Keir Starmer seems stuck in denial. Party insiders admit privately that Labour is hemorrhaging support to the Greens and that it's become obsessed with Reform UK, rather than reconnecting with the people. One official even called it a dangerous fixation. And yet Reform's own rise hasn't been without turbulence. A recent scandal rocked the party when a video leaked showing its Kent County Council leader telling members to, quote, "suck it up," prompting the suspension of 4 councillors. Despite that, Reform remains the big winner of this year's local elections, with over 600 seats gained and control of 10 councils, many of which had been Conservative strongholds for 3 decades. So where does Britain go from here? Are we witnessing the end of the two-party era that has dominated for a century? Could Nigel Farage's movement really become the defining force of British politics in the years ahead? Here on England. Now 7, we want to hear what you think. Have Britons lost faith completely in the old parties? Or is this just a temporary wave of anger that will fade away? Tell us in the comments. We genuinely read every one of them. Look closer at the numbers and you'll see that this political earthquake didn't appear out of nowhere. It's the result of years of austerity, rising living costs and public services stretched to breaking point. Ordinary people feel the system no longer works for them, but for the few. So they're searching for a voice, for someone who sounds real, even if that voice is loud and controversial, like Nigel Farage. The old parties still believe voters will eventually come back, but experts say Britain has entered a new phase, much like France or Italy, where traditional parties collapsed and populist movements took their place. This could well be the path Britain is now walking. It's a country in flux, a nation trying to decide who it wants to be caught between the past and a restless new future. As the Greens rise on one side and Reform surges on the other, the question is, who will fill the vacuum of trust left behind by Labour and the Conservatives? Can they rebuild credibility before it's too late? Stay with England. Now 7, as we follow every twist and turn of this political storm, because what's happening now is more than just party politics. It's a battle over Britain's identity, over what kind of nation we'll become in the years ahead. So tell us in the comments, where do you think Britain is heading, towards real change or towards a long season of chaos? Your thoughts will shape our next discussion. Source: The Mirror.